Hello students, hope you all are doing well. Welcome you to the online class of computer. We are studying from the book which is all about computer. So today we will be discussing the second chapter which is formulas in Excel 2016. So this is the icon of Excel 2016. With Excel 2016, you have learned to enter, organize and format data in different ways in a worksheet. Let us now learn to perform calculations on the data using formulas. Formula. A formula is an equation used to perform calculations on the data and produce a result in a worksheet. A formula always starts with an equal sign, which can be followed by operators, constants, cell references and functions. The initial equal sign allows Excel to distinguish a formula from normal text. Operator. Operators are the symbol that represent operations to be performed by a formula such as plus, minus, and the star sign and this divide sign. Constants. Constants are numbers or text values that can be entered directly into a formula such as 2, minus 13.5 or hello. Cell references. Cell references are the cell addresses that contain values to be used in a formula such as A1. The reference of the active cell is displayed in the name box. Functions. Functions are the predefined formula in Excel such as sum, min or max. So this type of image will be displayed on your computer. So you can see there is name box, there is cell address, there is active cell, there is formula bar. So you can see when you open the Excel 2016, it will be displayed in your screen. So how equal sign, operator, constant and cell references are represented here. The formula in the active cell is displayed in the formula bar, while the result is displayed in the cell. Some examples of formulas in Excel are, the first one is multiplies the number 5 and 10. The second one is adds the value in cell B2 and 2. The third one is displays the value of the cell A3. The fourth one is adds the value in the cell A1 and A2. Entering a formula. A formula can be entered in a cell directly or by using the formula bar. To enter a formula in a cell, first one, select the cell in which you want to enter the formula. Then type the formula in the formula bar or in the cell. Then third, click the enter button in the formula bar or press the enter key. The result of the formula appears in the selected cell. Entering cell reference in a formula. Cell references can be entered in a formula in two ways, by typing the cell reference or by clicking a cell. Entering cell reference by typing. Cell references in a formula can be typed manually. Illustration 1. To calculate the sum of numbers in the cell A1, B1 and C1, you can see in the image, type the values 5, 10 and 20 in cells A1, B1 and C1 respectively. Then select the cell D1 and type the formula A1 plus B1 plus C1. Press the enter button in the formula bar or press the enter key. The result of the formula appears in the D1 cell. To calculate the sum of numbers in the cell A1, B1 and C1 by entering their references by clicking the cells, type the values 5, 10 and 20 in cells A1, B1 and C1 respectively. Select cell D1. Okay, on the third step, type an equal sign and click cell A1. A moving dashed border appears around cell A1. The cell reference A1 is added to the formula in cell D1. Type a plus sign and click cell B1. A moving dashed border appears around cell B1. The cell reference B1 gets added to the formula in cell D1. You can see in figure 2.9 and 2.10 how the third and fourth point are explained. Again, type a plus sign and click cell C1. A moving dashed border appears around cell C1. The cell reference C1 gets added to the formula in cell D1. The formula now reads A1, B1, C1. Press the enter button in the formula bar. The result of the formula appears in cell D1. So you can see in the figure 2.11 and 2.12 how the result is displaying or appearing in the next cell, which is D1. Precedence of operators in a formula. Excel supports a variety of operators. The table given below illustrates some common operators and their order to precedence or order of evaluation in a formula. So you can see in the first column operator is there. So the next one is what is the operation of that sign, then what is the precedence, then what is the example, and what is the result. You can see in your book and you can understand what is the sign and what are the operation of those signs. If a formula contains multiple operators with the same precedence, Excel evaluates them from left to right. For example, the formula 20 plus 4 into 5 minus 10 evaluates the result 30. Here multiplication is performed first, followed by addition and subtraction. Operations enclosed within parentheses are evaluated before their operations. For example, the formula 5 multiplication bracket 20 plus 4 minus 10 evaluates the result 110. Here addition is performed first, followed by multiplication and subtraction. Some examples of evaluation of formulas using the precedence of operators are given below. So you can see when we are applying the formula what is the result is coming. When you use Excel in your computer, you can understand how these precedences of operators are helpful for us to use Excel 2016. Using cell references in a formula. Most formulas you create include references to cells or ranges. A reference identifies a cell or a range of cells in a worksheet and tells Excel where to look for the values or data you want to use in a formula. Cell references in Excel are of three types: relative references, absolute references, mixed references. So we'll start with relative references. Relative reference is the default cell reference used in Excel. Relative references in a formula change when the formula is copied from one cell to another cell. The references are changed with respect to the new cell where the formula is copied. Illustration 3. To understand the use of relative references, first one is prepare the worksheet as shown in figure 2.15. Type the formula A2 star A2 in cell B2 and press the enter key. The result of the formula appears in cell B2. So you can see figure 2.16 how we are typing the formula. Now click cell B2 and drag its fill handle down to cell B7, which is figure 2.17. The formula in cell B2 is copied to the selected cells and result of the formula appears in each cell, which is 2.18. Now in the fourth part, click each cell in the range B3, B7 and observe the formula that appears in the formula bar. When the formula in cell B2 is copied to cells B3 to B7, the cell references used in the formula changes automatically. Next is absolute reference. An absolute reference is a cell reference in a formula that remains constant when the formula is copied from one cell to another cell. A cell reference is made absolute by putting a dollar sign before the column letter as well as the row number of the desired cell. Example $B $4. Illustration 4. To understand the use of absolute reference, see figure 2.19. Prepare the worksheet as shown in the figure. The cell B7 contains the percentage of festival discount offers. The absolute cell reference of cell B7 is $B $7. Then type the formula C2 star $B $7 in cell D2 and press the enter key. The result of the formula appears in cell D2. Now select cell D2 and drag its fill handle down to cell D5, which is figure 2.21. You can see what are the things are happening here. So the discount of each appliance appears in cells D3 to D5. Then click each cell in the range D3, D5 and observe the formula in the formula bar 2.22. When the formula in cell D2 is copied to cells D3 to D5, the cell reference C2 changes automatically, but the cell reference B7 remains same. It is because the cell reference $B $7 is an absolute reference. The next type of reference is mixed reference. A mixed reference is a combination of a relative and an absolute cell reference. In a mixed reference, one part of the cell addresses, column or row is absolute while the other part is relative. Example $A4 or $A4. Illustration 5. To understand the use of mixed reference, prepare the worksheet as shown in figure 2.23. Then type the formula $A2 plus B $1 in cell B2 and press the enter key. The result of the formula appears in cell B2. You can see in the figure 2.24 how the result is appearing in the cell. Now in the third part, select cell B2 and drag its fill handle down to cell B4. So you can see which is 2.25, and then in 2.26 drag the fill handle of the cell range B2 B4 across to cell D4. The result of the formula appears in each cell. Click each cell in the cell range B2 D4 and observe the formula in the formula bar. The cell reference $A2 uses an absolute reference for column A and relative reference for row 2. Similarly, cell reference B$1 uses an absolute reference for row 1 and relative reference for column B. When the formula is copied to other cell, the absolute part remains same while the relative part changes. Viewing formulas. You can view all the formulas used in a worksheet at a glance. To view the formula used in a worksheet, on the Formulas tab, in the Formula Auditing group, click the Show Formula button and you can see all the formulas. The formula used in each cell in the worksheet is displayed in the respective cell. You can see in the figure 2.28. Click the Show Formula button again to display the result of the formulas in the cell. Using functions in formulas. Functions are inbuilt formulas in Excel that you can use to perform calculations in your worksheets. The basic structure of a function is equal name arguments. The function name is usually an abbreviative name of the function. The arguments are the values that a function uses to perform calculations. Arguments can be cell references, constants, formulas, other functions, or logical values. For example, the function equal to sum b1 b4 It's the value in cell B1, B2, B3 and B4 which is shown in the figure 2.29. Common functions in Excel. The table given below lists some commonly used functions in Excel. Function and description. You can see the first function is sum. Adds the values in the argument list. Product multiples the values in the argument list. Average calculates the average of the values in the argument list. Count counts the number of cells that contain numeric values in the argument list. Max determines the highest value in the argument list. Minimum determines the lowest value in the argument list. Entering a formula using insert function. The insert function button in the formula step is used to enter formulas using functions. To enter a formula using insert function, first click the cell in which you want to enter the formula. Then, second, on the formula step, click the insert function fx button. You can see in the image it is displayed. In figure 2.230, the insert function dialog box opens and equal sign appears in the cell. Then type the name of the desired function in the search for a function textbook and click the go button. A list of functions appears in the select a function box. You can see 2.31 and 2.32 how the functions are helping you to use Excel. Select the function that you want to insert from the list and click. The function's arguments dialog box opens. Specify the arguments for the function in the number text boxes. Click the OK button. Excel displays the result of the function in the selected cell. You can see the image figure 2.33 and 2.34 and you can understand the functions. Illustration 6. To calculate the total runs, average runs, maximum runs and minimum runs scored by each player in a series of 5 matches, prepare the worksheet as shown. You can see how Virat Kohli, MS Dhoni, Ajinkya Rahane and Rohit Sharma, how many matches they have played and how many runs they have scored. It is given in the figure 2.35. Then second is click cell G3 which is 2.35. On the formula tab, click the insert function button. 2.36 figure it is there. Then the insert formula dialog box opens. Select the sum function, click the OK button. The function's argument dialog box opens. Specify the cell range B3 to F3 in the number 1 text box and click the OK button. The total runs scored appear in cell G3. Select cell G3 and drag its fill handle down to cell G6. In 8th number part, in cell H3, insert the average function for the cell range B3 to F3 and drag its fill handle down to the cell H6, which is in figure 2.40. The average run scored by players appear in the cell H3 to H6. You can see in the figure 2.40. Similarly, insert the max and minimum function in cells I3 and J3 respectively and calculate the maximum and minimum runs scored by each player in the 5 matches. You can see in the figure 2.41. Using AutoSum feature. The AutoSum feature allows you to quickly add the values in a selected cell range. You can also use it to find the average, count maximum and minimum of values in the selected range. To use the AutoSum feature, select the cell range containing numeric values. On the Home tab in the Editing group, click the AutoSum down arrow. A drop-down list of predefined function appears. Select the desired function in figure 2.42. Excel displays the result of the selected function in the cell below or the right of the selected cell range, which you will see in the figure 2.43. Note, the auto illustration 7. To calculate the total marks of various students in different subjects by using the AutoSum feature, prepare the worksheet as shown in the figure 2.45. Then select the cell range B2 to F2. On the Home tab in the Editing group, click the AutoSum down arrow. A drop-down list of predefined functions appears. Click Sum in figure 2.46. The sum of the values of the B2 F2 is displayed in the cell G2. Similarly, calculate the total marks for other students in figure 2.47. Errors in a formula. Sometimes a cell containing a formula displays an error instead of the desired result. This happens because there is some mistake in the formula and Excel cannot evaluate it. The table given below lists some common errors with their possible reasons. So you can see what are the error and what are the reasons. Handling circular references. A circular reference occurs when a formula written in a cell uses its own cell reference, either directly or indirectly. For example, if you enter the formula A2 star B2 plus C2 in cell B2 and press the enter key, a dialog box appears informing you that Excel has detected a circular reference. So you can see this image. This happens because the value of cell B2 changes every time the formula is calculated and thus the calculation goes on forever. Click the OK button in the dialog box to correct the formula. Thank you all. As we have finished the chapter 2, we had studied formulas in Excel 2016. What are the formulas, how to enter formulas, so many illustrations and all we had studied. Please go through your book and read it properly and you will understand. And please solve the problems, solve the question and answer and please send it to me. Thank you.